What's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be a bit of a change of pace from the usual because this here is an extremely budget-friendly option, and more often than not, the knives and balisongs I review on my channel tend to be on the high-end, custom mid-tech order of things, which usually means a lot more expensive, a lot more pricey, and this is a very budget-friendly option. Full disclosure, this was provided to me by arenaaccessories.com. I will put their website and tag the link for this in the information down below if you wanted to go check that out. Now, with this knife for this review, I kind of went into this with one goal in mind. Now, when we all first start out flipping, when we get our very first butterfly knife, we don't jump in and buy a $500,000 knife right off the rip. We get something like this, or usually a Balisong a lot of times in that $20 to $50 price range. I wanted to see if there was a better option than the Balisong, because those are relentlessly notorious for their lack of quality, I'll say. And I just wanted to see if there was something better than that, because even just for flipping preferences, I don't like the Balisong. There's a lot of things about it I don't like. They have a few different models, but all of them are notoriously bad when it comes to quality. They just disintegrate and fall apart over time. And for flipping, feel, dynamics, this may prove to be a better option. So we're going to take a deeper look into it. Let's get it going. So this here is my Balisong. It's not the first Bali I ever had. The very first one I ever had, I have no idea where that one is or what happened to it, but I've had this for a good number of years, well before I got into like collecting and flipping Balis and all of that. And as you can see, it's just completely deteriorating. The handles are touching. The tank pin is totally gouged and dug into the handles. The handles are probably some shit pot metal or maybe aluminum. Brass pins in the pivot. The tank pin is a big fat brass pin. Can't take the latch out unless I drilled out that brass pin, and the handles are bent in the end. I can't even latch it if I wanted to anymore. But that is besides the point, because this one here from Arena Accessories, these come in at 30 bucks. Steel and G10 handles, torque screw construction so you can actually take it apart and get the latch off. It has small little barrel spacers, but being that the liners are steel, they're still balanced pretty well. The G10 has this grippy wrinkle texture, and the way it's stepped actually has decent grip to it. It's a tank pin design. These come in at 4.6 ounces overall, 8.75 inches overall, which that's pretty much my only gripe. Is typically, I would prefer, and you'll usually see, Balis that are oriented for flipping are usually in the 10.5 inch area. This is just a little bit short for my taste. These actually have bushings in them, which, granted, they're not tuned to perfection. But for 30 bucks, this is a much better flipping Bali than that Balisong is. Granted, Balisong does have a few different models. They do have models that are torque screw construction that can be disassembled and maintained, but they're just notorious for falling apart and disintegrating. Now this for 30 bucks, I've had this for a little bit, well over a month, and I've done some solid flipping with it. It's holding up pretty good so far. I mean, it hasn't really deteriorated the way I would, or the way I've seen the Balisong Balis fall apart. The website says it's a 3.75 inch blade and 5 inch handles overall, but when I measured it, I got more like a 4 inch blade and 4.75 inch handles overall, so go figure. Like I said, the bushings aren't tuned to perfection, but on a $30 knife, I'm not expecting them to be. And usually I would just fix them myself, but that's not something I can do with this. This is hands down a much better flipper than that Balisong is, though. So like I said, I went into this video pretty much with one goal, just to see if for that $20 to $50 price range, for the person who's just getting into Balis, just getting into flipping and collecting knives, wants to test the waters, see if it's something they even enjoy or like doing, if there was a better option. Because at that price range, things tend to be very limited. There's not really much out there. There are clones, but I don't support cloning. You shouldn't support cloning. They tend to be much cheaper than the real knives that they're based off of, but they're copies and totally discounts and rips off the original makers who designed those knives. This here is an original design. It's $30, well, $29.98, so it's very affordable. In the time I've spent with this, it's holding up pretty well. It flips really good. It flips a lot better than that Bear & Son does. And it's not a clone. But thank you guys as always for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.